Hi there and welcome to my first tutorial. I'm Gangster Veggies and today we're going to learn how to model a lamp sort of like this. I know it's a little bit bulgy and sharp, but I didn't want to make it a very perfect image. So we're going to actually use these images as our reference and I'm going to try to create a lamp that will look more or less like this. This is one of my renders. We're not actually going to use this as a precise photorealistic render photo reference because I think we can add a little bit of our imagination and do a different design. Just gonna use it just to know more or less how to shape it, and that's why I didn't actually cut it off perfectly. That's why it's like this. But we're gonna actually create this on Blender, and let's see what we get. I've already powered up Blender. And the first thing we do, of course, is to erase or default cube, but I'm actually going to do something before. I'm going to enable something here. Just a second, please, which is the screencast tools. Enable it so that you guys can see what keys am I pressing. Okay, you can see it there, and what mouse keys am I pressing. Okay. So the first thing is to delete the default cube. Just a quick note, I'm going to use cycles. If you don't know what that is, you should probably Google it or something. It's a new render engine and it's not available, I think it's not available in the official Blender package, so you should try to get a new one from graphical.org. If you get the actual correct one, you're going to get cycles over here. Though for this first part of our tutorial, we're not going to do any texturing, so it's not going to be needed for now. So now I'm going to actually add a circle. I'm going to change the vertices to 16. That's maybe 8. Yeah, 8 is better. So this is our. This is going to be our base. We're going to start off modeling our base, and so firstly press 5 on your keypad or go to view and perspective of orthogonal so that you get an orthogonal view. Then go to front view, and so you get this. Tap to enter in edit mode, and I start modeling. Okay, so we get this. We can start by extruding it a bit. Press Ctrl to snap it to a grid. We can do this. We can actually then make just it's like a little indent and then another one, and then just scale it in a bit. Sort of this, I think it's enough. And then again, just bring it slightly out. Okay, and then we're gonna go to View, Top, and we're gonna close out our base. So this is going to be our base model. We're going to move then the centerpiece so that it lines up with your with the rest of the body of our lamp. We're going to actually place it over there. Okay, and then leave it like this for now. Go to the modifiers panel and add subdivision subsurf modifier. Optimal display, view 2 and render 3 is the normal thing I use. Smooth it and you're going to get this awful result. To correct this, it's just press A, so you can select all the vertices and then Ctrl N, so that it flips the normals correctly, because that meant that some faces were upside down, and that's not good. Okay, now let's model another detail. Now to model the body, I'm just going to go here into a new layer, and I'm going to go view front. So the thing view top. Third thing I'm going to do is add yet another circle with again 8 vertices, because I'm going to add some subsurf later. You can scale it on, but we will do it later on, so you can leave it. Okay, now I'm going to go view front. I'm going to extrude it like this. Then you can extrude again, right click S, and then scale it down a bit. Extrude it again, bit, extrude, right click S until the original size. So So more or less, okay, more or less there. Yeah, more or less here. If you click Control, you can snap to the rear. That's gonna be easier. And then, okay, so I'm gonna get this awful piece. And so actually what our actual model is formed of is multiple of these pieces. So what you can actually do is have a modifier, an array, and take the relative offset as 0, 0, 1, and it will be over there. Merge some vertices so that you don't get this line over here. If you increase the distance a bit, it will probably, yeah, that. And if you afterwards add subdivision subsurf, you're gonna get this like smooth tab, A to select all vertices and Control N to flip the nodes, and you get this. And now what we can do is actually increase the count and get something bigger. Let's just scale it down a bit, and increase the count, and scale it down a bit. That there. And you can increase the count for something like 30 or something, and you're gonna get the bigger the number, the more this piece is gonna be here, and that's exactly what we want for our body. So what is left is like to bend it. So to bend this thing, we can add a curve. Usually I have Bezier, but that's okay if you select path or something. I think Bezier is better. And then you're gonna rotate it. Okay, so it's facing the direction of our body, and then you can tab into edit mode, select all of them and move them, and then select down part and then rotate it to the right position with R, position the other part on, position the, let me press F, position this part on top of the lamp, and click on the lamp and the modifier curve, and select Bezier curve. And so right now I'm not gonna see anything. So if you select your curve and actually start bending, you see that our model will follow it, and that's precisely what we want. So if we go to front view, tab out of edit mode, and actually bring in both layers, we see that they're so gonna go to right view and gonna bend it that way. So we can actually bring it there, rotate it a bit, reposition it sort of. You can actually subdivide it, subdivide so that you create an extra vertice so that you can mess around with a more smooth thing. You're gonna get that. Maybe this, decrease the size of that a bit to increase the count for something like 60. 60 is probably too much. 50, yeah, 50 is okay. And so that's pretty much it. You're gonna get this. Now what we need to do is to select our outer shape like this, and then select with Shift and our Bezier curve, and then Control P to parent them to object, so that when you move when you move the curve, you actually move everything, and you can reposition it. So if you go to top view and move it into our little hole that we created a while ago, it will fit in more or less, and you're gonna get something like this. Okay, still it looks a little bit too high, and I think I'm gonna actually scale it down a bit. I'm gonna scale both of them now. Yeah, like this. Probably that's enough. Yep. I did this by selecting both the Bezier curve and the actual body and scaled it down. And so now what's left is to actually try. Let me just reposition this a little bit better by selecting our curve and just move it slightly. Okay. And okay, now we're gonna need to adapt this indent to our body. So what we're gonna do is actually try alt click on this to select the loop, extrude inwards, move it slightly upwards, extrude again, scale it, scale it inwards and then move it downwards so that you create this effect, which is sort of what we want, okay? And so if we now check the camera, it's looking pretty sharp, isn't it? Okay, well, let's move on for the head. To create the head, we can use numerous techniques. I'm gonna use something a little bit not very orthodox, but I think it fits. It's just create another circle with 8 vertices, actually rotated 90 degrees. Okay, and then scale it. No, don't scale it right now. Just tab into edit mode and just extrude a whole bit like this, and then select. You have to be on click C to enter on wireframe mode. Select that, sort of do that, and then Control R to look at, and then scroll your mouse wheel upwards to create all these loops, and so then you'll be able to create all these loops, which will allow you then to create a number of indents. So we're going to do just that right now. Just create yet another loop. Just Control R and then left clicking. Yeah, it's painful work, but someone has to do it. And so then select these individual ones and just scale them inwards. By alt clicking, you can select a whole loop, and then start doing that, and you, in the end, you're gonna get a pretty crazy shape, but it's more or less, it's a little bit different from my original one. I did a different technique, but when I started messing around, I found out that this works as well, and so I tried it and it was pretty cool. So, subdivision subsurf again, view and smooth, tab A, Control N, and you get this, which is different from our original design. It's a little bit more larger, but it doesn't matter because what matters here is the artistic view of the object, and I think it's not very bad. So now just extrude this final bit, scale it inwards, bring it a little bit outwards, extrude it again, and then just scale it inwards, and extrude it again, W, merge, etc. Okay, now just to finish our head, actually select this loop, front view, to right view, extrude it, move it in the Y direction, scale it upwards a bit, move it slightly downwards, scale it again, extrude again, sorry, and now we're going to do this again, and and then we're going to scale this upwards a bit, move it a little bit, extrude again, move it a bit, do that, select both these loops, shift alt, and slightly downwards, and then this one to slightly downwards, and you're gonna get this. It's sort of upside down, sorry. So if you just rotate 180 degrees, it's going to look better. It's not exactly as our initial design, but it's cool. So now you add solidify, actually move it upwards, and you increase the thickness, and so you get this thickness over here. See, that's perfect for what we are aiming at. Okay, now we could do numerous things. Let's just add it into our design. Example, it's huge. Scale it downwards, of course. View, right, and position it more or less. Rotate it. You could like open some portion over there. You can do that just right now, just by selecting a couple of faces using the face select mode, like these. Now maybe this one. Sorry. Okay. That one. few ones that are sideways also, and then click extrude, scale downwards, extrude upwards a lot, and you go to the original thing. You have that, which you can try to fit in. It should fit in just okay. You don't need a lot of effort to do that. I just found out something. Let me just correct. Actually, this is pretty much what you're doing. I just found errors and tried to correct them, and I just found one. It's a little bit too long. Just bring those inwards a bit, and that one too. Scale it a little bit downward. Maybe this one too. And actually scale this one like that. Okay, and maybe actually that one also. Make it, yeah, I think it looks better. Okay, it's a different design from my initial one, but doesn't matter. And so you gotta get this. You could add more details. I'm gonna add an extra detail over here, which is pretty simple. Just add a circle with 8 vertices. Extrude upwards. You front. I did this so many times, Jesus. And then just extrude inwards. Oops, sorry, select it. Scale it inwards, scale it downwards. It's really simple, it doesn't need a lot of effort. And then extrude, W, put it center, and my modifier subdivisions of surf, and just add a loop cut over there to make it look better. And of course smooth, A, and that, to make it button, and finally add yet another circles today, and extrude it a lot towards on the front view. Yeah, basically that's it, and then just move these upwards and these downwards so that you can select that, select that, select that, so around. It doesn't actually matter. I initially looked at the photo, but it actually looks okay. And then just select that and do that, and then just double merge it center, and you can even move that down a bit. Add another subdivisions of surf, smooth it, then scale it down. Upwards just a slight bit. Move the other layers, scale it way down. Front view is still huge, it's huge button. And just plug it in over there or something. It doesn't really matter where you place it. And so now your final result is this. You could actually just scale upwards a couple of things, like this is too small, you could do that, and on top you could correct the inside like this. It's up to you to figure out what's good or bad in terms of dimensions. And if you want to make just a quick render, I'm going to use Cycles to do a quick render, and this is it. And the final result is going to be something like this, which I think is pretty cool for now. And on the second part, we're going to actually learn how to texture this and turn this into something much cooler. Right now, the design, it's not very bad. It could be better. I think the head is too big. We could just scale it down a little bit. But it actually doesn't matter because what the essential bit of the lamp is there. So just gonna do that pretty quick. Yeah, it's pretty much this. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Part 2 is going to be texturing this with cycles and render it up so that it looks cooler. Thank you very much for watching again, and I hope to see you next time. This is Gangster Veggies. Bye.